Every man is the creature of the age in which he lives. Very few are able to raise above the ideas of the time. That, my friends, unquestionably, is the most brilliant mind from the 17th century, Voltaire. My name, I'm John Rose, and today is a very special day for me. It is officially my 27th raw vegan anniversary. 27 years ago today, I was given a book that allowed me to take my life to another level. Indeed, very few of us are able to raise above the ideas of the time. I was able to do that because I was given a book and I read it, but most importantly, I applied it. Knowledge is no good unless we apply it, my friends. Another reason why very few of us are able to go above the ideas of the time. So, what are we talking about? What is above the ideas of the time? Well, that would be back to what Victor Hugo said. He said that there is one thing stronger than all the armies in the world, and that is an idea whose time has come. So what is above the ideas of the time? It's an idea whose time has come. And what is that idea? It's an idea that will change our mentality. Think about it. How can an idea be stronger than all the armies in the world? There's only one way. That idea is going to change our mentality. That's how you defeat all the armies. You see, the reason why we have war and crime and violence and heart disease and cancer and diabetes is because we're making mistakes. And one of the symptoms is it gives us the wrong mentality. And we can basically put an end to war, crime, and violence, and heart disease, and cancer, and diabetes if all of us can get above the ideas of the time. But that's where we come into play. That's where the true trim tabs to this society comes into play. Now, I said this is my official day. Now, I did a video yesterday knowing that I wouldn't be able to upload or publish this video until tomorrow. So I wanted to go ahead and put something out there today, and I'm so glad I did because you guys made my day. This is one of my best days ever. The feedback I've gotten from the video I did yesterday, uploaded today, for my 27th anniversary was incredible. You guys, every one of you, you guys are going above the ideas of the time, and I know you know that. The key here is to try to get other people to come along with us, and this is the tricky part. Very few of us are willing to do that. So we have to be patient. We have to try to figure out ways to find those that have this inclination. It's always seemed to me that people who adopt a raw vegan diet look at the world a little bit different about everything, and it pretty much turns true across the board. However, a lot of us find this powerful message other ways. Many of us, and probably most of us, do so because we were sick. And we found this got rid of our sickness. And then, like myself, I did it for athletic reasons. And if I had not already made that first dietary change when that other book was given to me, I'm not sure if I would have taken it to the next level. So we all have to change in our own way. We got to help everyone as much as we can. Remember, there's 5 main mistakes we're making relative to 5 things we mastered. And what we want to do is we want to help people stop making as many of those mistakes as possible. And good luck, because it's not easy, but we can make it easy. And that's why there is an idea this time has come. Now, you may say, well, is raw food the idea this time has come? Sort of. Not entirely, however, because not enough of us are willing to do that, just like water fasting. Remember, I've mentioned before in my other videos, there are 3 ways to correct these 5 main mistakes. Most of us are not willing to do the first 2 of them, eating a raw vegan diet and water fasting, to get enough people's attention. But that's why I call a juice fast an idea's time has come, because enough of us can do this. A lot of people aren't going to be willing to even think about eating a vegan diet or tweaking their diet in any way. But when they can test an idea's time has come, when they can take their life to another level and see what they're missing, it puts a whole different light on everything. That's why I said over and over, most of us are not in a position to evaluate what we're doing and what we need to do, because we're not going to think it's a fair trade. We don't know what we're missing. Again, that's why I like my version of a solid food vacation where we were drinking a lot of juice because we receive results about 10 times faster. And when we reverse all those mistakes that quickly, it's so obvious what would happen if we could get everyone to do it. So, Voltaire and Hugo, they understood there's one thing stronger than all the armies in the world. That is an idea's time has come. And that is how we rise above the ideas of the time. What is above the ideas of the time? It's a time who's come. It's a solid food vacation, my friends. And remember, that's only the first step. We still have to correct these 5 main mistakes. Now, what are these 5 main mistakes? As I mentioned before, they're relative to 5 things we mastered. And that all became possible because of the first main event. There's 11 main events altogether I've identified, and if you watch my other videos, you're thinking, okay, I've heard this before, but a lot of people say, well, I haven't heard them yet, so here they are again. First main event is when our brain nearly doubled in size about 2 million years ago. Went from just under 400 cc's to almost 800 cc's, and of course they kept growing until we started making these mistakes, and now we're devolving. We're not getting better, we're getting worse. But that's what set up the 5 things that we mastered that we never mastered before. Now what you're going to find is that we live in a sick world, and people are going to take the first bad application to the first thing we mastered. They're going to try to trick you and say that's what made our brains grow. No, we couldn't have done that unless we had the brains. So it's out of sequence. So our brains got smarter. We were able to do things we hadn't done before. 5 things we mastered. Going backwards, chemicals, so the last one. Machines. Then plants, that's the agricultural revolution. This was the industrial revolution. Chemical revolution. Second thing we mastered, thanks to the first thing, were the animals. That's when we started consistently eating animals we weren't meant to eat. Third mistake, bad application, we started eating plants we're not biologically adapted to eat. First mistake is the big one. That's the one we have to correct. That is the fall of mankind. That is the cooking of our food. And what we have to do is we got to become fireproof. That's the ultimate solution. If you want to be disease-proof, you got to become fireproof. We got to correct the fall of mankind. Now that's just too hard for the average person to do, and I realize that. So what is the solution? That's where the solid food vacation comes into play. That's where we can take our lives to another level. Remember, that's what I did 27 years ago. Someone loaned me a book. It's called Are You Confused by Paavo Airola. That's when I realized, my God, look what these experts are saying. Shouldn't process our foods. We shouldn't cook our foods. Juice fasting, water fasting. It's knowledge of how to live, my friends. It's what we're missing. Knowledge of how to live is far more important than all the knowledge of biology and chemistry and physics and quantum physics and pharmakeia, materia medica, doctors, poison, drugs. This is the most important knowledge there is. This is the knowledge we need to take ourselves to another level. It has nothing to do with science and proving the earth is flat. Now we know God created everything. Now we're going to put the fear of God in you. You better behave because you're going to be judged. Well, wait a second. Just because we prove God exists, how do you know He's going to punish us? So anyway, I digressed a little on that one. I recently did a video trying to help people realize that it's easy to get distracted. There's only one thing that's important in life. Everything else is a distraction. I'm going to make this simple. Either we're getting reconnected, either we're correcting the fall of mankind, or everything is a distraction. Everything is a distraction. Now, we do have to work downstream. You know, I talk about that over and over. We got to help deal with the damage that's been done to society. And the only thing we need to focus on initially is taking back control over who prints our money so we're no longer debt slaves. When we take away the absolute tool of control from the people who own and control everything, then we're going to have a better chance to get this message out to the masses. You know, when you think about it, we shouldn't have to reach this magic number, the tipping point, 10% or whatever, the critical mass, the 100th monkey. Why should it take that much? We have the communication ability. If we weren't so sick as a species, as soon as one person found the answer, my God, it'd be on the news, everybody know about it, voila, it would be there. That's all it would take. So if we could ever get the sick people who own the media to cooperate, we could solve problems. So maybe this is where we got to begin. I liked the platform that Ralph Nader went under a few years back when he was running for the presidency. He wanted to take back the airwaves. What are we doing? Selling the airwaves to these people so they can use it, monopolize it, and brainwash us. This is what's getting us right now, my friends. The reason why we can't bring ourselves above the ideas of the time, it has to do with knowledge. It has to do with all the bullshit that's been bombarded in our brains. And I said it over and over and over and over. Only one way to challenge that many references. There's too many of them. No matter how stupid they are, there's so many of them. It's like, it's not even a tabletop with legs, it's like a mesa. One big leg, that's all it is. And you can't knock that leg down, you can't knock that table over unless you present a better table. I've got a better table. I've got the ultimate solution that can turn this planet around. It is an idea as time has come. It will change our mentality. It can put an end to war and crime and violence and heart disease and cancer and diabetes. These are all problems that are symptoms. They're warning signs. They're part of our feedback system telling us we're making simple mistakes. And it's not complicated except we love them and the world revolves around it, so it can get a little tricky, but not if we can reach the tipping point. I guarantee you, my friends, if we can reach the tipping point, you know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to be doing it. Next thing you know, 10 years down the road, what's going to happen? We won't even recognize this world. I guarantee you, if we can reach the tipping point, because I've thought about this, I don't think it's going to take more than 10 years where we'll be at a point where we'll look back and reflect in horror and disbelief at where we were and what we were doing and how we couldn't figure out there was such a simple solution to solve the vast majority of the problems that we face on this planet. And all begins by what we eat. And everyone knows that, but we're in denial. How do you break someone out of denial? Only way I can think of is to get them to test an idea as time has come. Take a solid food vacation. Got a playlist down below, my friends. 28 related videos. Start with the seminar. It's about a 2-hour seminar. And then if you need more information about breaking the fast or anything else, I have videos specifically on that. And I've got a great army here on my YouTube channel. A lot of people are helping me out doing things that I don't have time to do, and that's to answer all these questions. I want to thank all you trim tabs. Once again, very few of us are able to bring ourselves above the ideas of the time, and every one of you guys have been following me. All of you subscribers to my YouTube channel, you are the few. You are the trim tabs. You are the first wave of heroes that's going to turn this planet back from the paradise it was and went to hell back to the paradise it's meant to be. And when we can do that, I guarantee you, we're all in for a treat.